So Donald Trump did a rally for Arizona Republican candidate Kari Lake on Friday evening. He was hours late. He was dripping wet the entire speech. It was one of the absolute strangest speeches that he gave. And Trump was booed at his own rally. And his reaction is so telling about what matters to him. We will get to that. Let's go through some of these clips. Again, Trump finally taking the stage, dripping wet, barely audible at moments, his voice almost completely gone. And one of the first claims Trump makes when he takes the stage is that gas currently costs $9 per gallon.
Years ago, when I was in office, gasoline, a thing called gasoline, now nobody wants to even talk about it, was $1.87 a gallon. And now it's $5, $6, $7, and even in some places $8 and $9 a gallon.
I love the people nodding in the background as if they know that to be true when it's obviously not true. Now, just about everything Trump says about gas prices is a lie. One of the things that Trump said was that it was $1.87 when he left. It wasn't. It was more like $2.20. But gas prices are now down dramatically. In fact, gas prices, if you look, they peaked at $5.02 in mid-June. We are now about 5.5, closing in on 6 weeks of steady declines, down to about $4.28 or so a gallon. The highest price in the country on average is California at $5.74. The lowest is Texas at $3.87. High, but not super dramatic. So just it's all lies. Trump then claims he finished the border wall. Now, this is funny because Trump in speeches says both that if he gets the opportunity again, they're going to finish the border wall, and also that it's done.
Of illegal aliens and gang members, and we built hundreds of miles of border wall. In fact, we completely finished our original plan. Despite 2.5 years of Democrat-inspired lawsuits.
Now, remember that the plan was a border wall across the entire U.S., Mexico. I mean, I'm exhausted at this point. It was the whole border. That was the promise. It was a first-term promise. And they added like 90 miles or something like that. Trump also, with his continued delusions of grandeur, claiming that he saved Merry Christmas.
Remember I said we're going to save Christmas, Merry Christmas. We saved Merry Christmas, didn't we? The department store said don't buy if they don't have Merry Christmas. They were told it's not good. They want to get rid of Christopher Columbus, but more importantly, Merry Christmas. But they say Merry Christmas again, don't they, right? A whole different thing.
This is what I call dumb red meat. It's an attempt to be red meat, but instead of being the type of stuff we used to see like about welfare queens or whatever the case may be, it's just dumb red meat. This was maybe one of the most fascinating moments in the speech. Trump endorsed this guy named Blake Masters, and the crowd booed. And then what's fascinating is Trump goes, "You still like me, right?" And at the end of the day, that's what he cares about.
And a highly respected man just endorsed by me today, future Congressman for the 2nd District, Eli Crane.
Oh, sorry. This isn't the Blake Masters moment. This is the Eli Crane moment. Okay, still, they boo now.
Thank you, Eli. But you like me, right? Okay.
And that is a throwaway line, but that's the truth. Trump doesn't really care whether he helps these people that he endorses beyond how it reflects on him. If it's a win in his endorsement record that he touts, great. If you don't even like the person he endorses and you don't vote for them, fine, as long as you still like Trump. Trump then pulling out the victim card, saying no one has been through what he's been through. And as a post-presidency president, he's supposed to be having a great life now, not embroiled in all sorts of scandals.
Who has been through anything like what I've been through? Seriously. Who? Certainly no politician and definitely no president. A president leaves office and it's supposed to be a wonderful life. And all this while I was doing so much as president, including the most secure border in American history.
Isn't it sad, guys? Just truly, truly a victim. Many of you also noticed that during Trump's speech, it sort of seemed like they swapped out the black people that are on stage behind Trump. This is like a tried and true staple of Trump speeches, which is Trump has almost no black supporters. I mean, when you look at the numbers, it's almost no black supporters, but there's always black supporters up on the stage behind Trump. It was notable that there was a particular black guy over Trump's right shoulder at the start of the speech, and he did seem to be swapped out with a different Trump supporting black guy. I can't tell you any more about it other than a bunch of you noticed it and wrote to me about it. Trump then denied the claim made by Cassidy Hutchinson under oath to the January 6th committee that he threw ketchup at the wall.
Then they had me throwing food in the White House. I don't throw food in the White House. I don't throw food anywhere. I eat the food, which is a problem. I'd probably be better off if I threw it.
Yeah.
I think the next time I should throw it. I won't eat it. I'll be much better off. But I'm throwing food in the White House. I don't do
And remember, everybody who was going to come forward and under oath dispute the claims of Cassidy Hutchinson, they haven't shown up, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Trump referring to his son, Don Jr., as just a good kid who's getting a bad rap. Don Jr. is a 44-year-old adult with multiple children, but he's a good kid, Trump says.
Think of it, to tell you how bad a person is, right? So Adam Schiff is a sleazeball. Everybody knows it. Not a dumb person, by the way. You know, we're not dealing with dummies, but he's a sleazeball. You take a look. A perfect watermelon head, you know. And he's angry with Biden because he was supposed to get a job in the administration and they didn't want him. But he goes up, he's a smart guy, goes up to the microphones. Thank you very much. This is a sad day for America. Donald Trump Jr. has a relationship with Russia. And, they know it's a fake deal because they're more fake than Adam Schiff. And they're all going click, click, click. Now think of this, just think of this. Here's a young guy, Don Jr. He's a good kid. He's
Isn't that something? I mean, it's Kafka-esque. A staple of Trump's speeches now is this anti-trans line that no teacher should be allowed to teach transgender. We still don't know what that means.
And no teacher should ever be allowed to teach transgender to our children without parental consent.
Right. You need a permission slip to be taught transgender. I still don't even know what that means. Another classic of Trump rallies is when Trump calls you up to speak, if you're the person he's endorsing, you had better be quick and mostly praise Trump. If you start talking about policy when Trump calls you up, you see Trump immediately glaze over. These cultists know exactly how to do it right.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. I really just wanted to thank you for saving this country. Do you agree with me? Did President Trump literally save this country?
Right.
Well, thank you.
So there it is. He knows exactly the right way to do it. Complete and total cult. Then Carrie Lake came up, another Trump endorsee, and she just straight up refers to Trump as Superman. I mean, this is how you have to placate the petulant child, or he will flip out and get bored.
And I think Arizona is your favorite state. You don't have to say, but I think Arizona is his favorite state. President Trump taught us how to fight, and I took a few notes. That's why I go after the fake news, because he showed us how to do it. He gave us the game plan, and he showed us exactly how to stand up and fight. And Republicans need to fight back.
Now you'll notice Trump's already kind of bored.
Now listen, we can't sit back and wait for Superman to come in and rescue us right now. We can't wait for Superman to rescue us right now. We have to stand up. We've got to vote. We've got to get active. We have to make sure we tell our friends to vote. And we have to be running for office, running for school board. Each and every one of us has to get involved. Use your God-given gifts and get involved to save this country. Now, I want to say for the record, I do believe that Superman is coming back, and hopefully he's coming back soon.
There you go. So there is this is a complete and total cult. And then last thing, Trump goes on a weird tangent about executing drug dealers, and that finally gets the crowd cheering.
We're going to stop this scourge. It's time to get...
By the way, the word is scourge, and he continues to now be able to say it.
Brutally tough on the dealers, traffickers, and the narco-terrorist cartels who are stealing millions and millions of lives. We lose 200 and 250,000 lives a year. You know, I heard a statistic that each drug dealer will kill during a period of 10 to 15 years anywhere from 20 to 50 people, and the bigger ones kill hundreds and hundreds of people.
What?
When I was with President Xi of China, I said, "Do you have a drug problem?" Rather naively. No, why do you ask? He couldn't understand the question. I said, "Why don't you have a drug problem?" "Well, we have quick trial." What's a quick trial? Quick trial is if they are dealing drugs, they have a quick trial, and they're executed immediately. We don't have a quick trial system.
Crowd likes that.
And I see it all the time, and I have a lot of friends. They're wonderful people. They all want to be on the committees, and we call them blue ribbon committees, headed up by nice people, wonderful people.
Okay. So anyway, another one of these bizarre events. The crowd very, very bored after waiting hours for a late Trump, and the cult continues. And unfortunately, he gets the crowds. And if he decides to run for 2024, he has a very, very good shot. So let's go from the rally to the Turning Point USA event on the following day. One of our sponsors is BetterHelp, the customized online therapy service that offers video, phone, and live chat with your therapist. You don't even have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. You fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then you're matched with a licensed therapist in under 48 hours. You can schedule secure video and phone sessions. You can exchange unlimited messages with your therapist. And you can request a new therapist at any time for any reason at no charge. Talking to a therapist doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It means you're doing something for yourself and for your wellness. You get your car serviced. You work out. You see the doctor to prevent physical illness and disease. Therapy is the same thing. Anyone can benefit from it. I think it's very important. Join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with BetterHelp. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Pacman. The link is down below.